All right, we're at 16 holding steady. It's 9:31. Welcome to a little dose of creative care. Um, this is a collaboration between TimeSlips, which is a nonprofit based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I am currently in my guest room broadcasting to you. My name is Anne Basting. I'm the founder and the president of TimeSlips. We've been working with Dementia Inclusive Durham, which is a collaboration that aims to bring an well-being to enhance the well-being of persons living with dementia. We are starting a grand experiment today to offer little short 20-minute creative engagement sessions by video or phone chat, facilitated by artists, of which I am one. I won't be doing all of them. I'm kicking it off as the founder and president and lead collaborator with Dementia Inclusive Durham from the TimeSlips team. But you're going to meet an array of people over the next 12 weeks as we do these weekly sessions. We've designed these to be ideal for caregivers at home or in care settings. Aren't we all at home now? And aren't we all caregivers? So it's really designed for folks in Durham who need a little breath of creativity in their day. We design these to be accessible to people with cognitive or physical challenges. So I design them, we're designing the curriculum with that in mind, but also adjust these as you need to because everyone is going to be a little bit different. TimeSlips, the mission, I wanted to just introduce it quickly to you. Our mission is to bring meaning and joy to late life by infusing creativity into care relationships and then also care systems across the world. We've got nothing short of a goal of transforming care and making sure that meaning making is a part of every care relationship. Today, as I said, I'm Anne Basting. I'm your host. I'm going to do a little brief introduction to how, as I call it, how we roll, our approach. And then we'll share in a little moment of creative care together. The core concepts for the TimeSlips approach here is how we roll. We are based on improvisation. We say yes and, which means we accept everything that's given to us in a moment, which can sometimes not be so pleasant, like being on lockdown. And we say, yes, that is the situation. And we add something to it positively. We figure out how we can build on that moment, on the strengths that we have in that moment. Whoop. We encourage people to shift away from memory, only focusing on memory and opening up to imagination, where we all have strengths, even if we have cognitive challenges. That said, there are no wrong answers in our approach. We invite people into meaning making from wherever they are and believe firmly that everyone, even if you say I'm not, everyone is creative. If you're human, you're creative. It's an innate quality for human beings. I don't know why this is automatically advancing. People who are on the phone don't have to worry about that. Um, you can use today we're going to offer creative exercises. We also really care if you want to share those exercises, your responses back with us. We would love to see them. This can just be the beginning of you sharing and connecting to your community. Use our website, timeslips.org. You can use that to share your responses. We'll post these on the mini project section or the beautiful question section. You can also call in your response to our 800 number that is specifically for beautiful questions, 1-800-220-1822, extension 1. And you'll be prompted for how to respond by stating the name of the beautiful question that you're answering, and then your response. And we really encourage people, we'll just use first names. We aren't going to reveal anyone's identity unless you really want us to and tell us to. But just use your first name and tell us where you're from. Today, the supplies you'll need, you don't have to write anything down, but I would encourage you to maybe have a little piece of paper. I'm a big fan of index cards because they're little tiny containers. You can't write too much. It's just a nice little thing, and a lot of people have them, or you can still get them at the drugstore. Now we'll go to the next slide, this is just a little bit of a tour for people on the phone. If you go to timeslips.org, you don't have to now, but later, under resources, you'll see the Creativity Center. And that is where we have our beautiful questions, and it's circled here. You can just click on that, and then you'll find a page with beautiful questions. You can download that worksheet. You can invite a friend to collaborate. There's all kinds of different features there for you to write down your response, publish it, not, it's fine. We're going to start out with just taking, as we move into our creative time together, I just wanted to start us out with framing it as creativity and generosity. Creativity is a gift to ourselves and to others. So I just wanted to start us quickly with just a grounding, simple breath. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. You know, you can't do enough of that. That's really feels good, especially in a time of anxiety. Simple breath. Inhale. Exhale. Now here's our beautiful question of the day. If you could lift your arms and fly anywhere right now, where would you go? Give that some thought. You can write it down if you want. I'm going to write it down. I would go all right. Now, flying has several parts to it. And I just want to walk you through what this might feel like. So let's try a little flight, shall we? So close your eyes. Just think about readying yourself for flight. There's the preparation part. That's the first part. How do you ready yourself for flight? Just sort of maybe get your shoulders ready and get ready to fly. Now we're ready for the takeoff part. So how do you take off? How do you start lifting into flight? What does that look like for you? Just imagine it. Now we're really entering flight now. All right, so what does it do? What do your arms do? What does your body do? What does it feel like? We're really in flight now. Can you feel that? Just enjoy that for a second. Really flying. Imagine you're heading, you can actually see where you said you wanted to fly. What does that look like? I said Paris, so I can just see the spire of the Eiffel Tower sticking up. Not a lot of people on the street in Paris right now. Now let's prepare for landing. That's the fourth part. Preparation for landing. All right, your arms might be getting a little tired, so you're kind of maybe your arms are yearning for a little rest. Maybe your legs are coming down a little bit. What does that feel like to you to prepare to land? And then we're ready. We're ready to land. All right. Can you feel, what does that feel like as your feet hit the ground again? And there we have finished our flight. Think about what might be your flight song. What is a song or music that makes you feel happy or calm? And have that be your flight song. So next time during the day sometime, think of that song and then think about what about going back into flight. Here's one more exercise. Think of 3 words. When you think about what flying feels like, what does it feel like? What are 3 words that you can write down about what it feels like? All right, I wrote mine down. You want to see them? So I'll read them off for people who are on the phone too. I was going to Paris, and it feels free and light and a little nervous. It's pretty high up there to be flying. Here's an exercise, and hopefully I can keep the screen from advancing. Just write this down on a piece of paper. One right after the other. It's sort of a little poem machine. So the first thing to write down is that flying to, and then write down the name of the place that you're flying to. And then write down preparation and takeoff. Then you can write down your 3 words. So mine were free, light, and nervous. Then write down if anyone's with you. Do you want anybody to accompany you on your flight? Who might be along with you as you're flying? With ... And then name 3 things that you see. When you look around when you're flying to that place, what do you see? Just 3 things, one thing, if you can only think of one thing. And then write down preparing to land. And then after that, landing. And write down the name of the place again. Is there a feeling that you have about that place? How does that place make you feel now that you've gone there? And finally, how long are you going to stay? Staying for... And there you have your poem of flight for the day. Maybe it worked. Maybe it was a little choppy. We'll see. But I just want to leave you. I think we have one more exercise, but this is an image. What you see on this slide for people on the phone is just a picture of how people were trying that flight, what it feels like physically. Just you can kind of see real freedom and joy of outstretched arms, even with people with disabilities. And here's a picture of a Flipchart where we wrote down all these different feelings of flying and all the different places that people in the group that we were working with wanted to go. The Bahamas, Myrtle Beach, Hawaii, Italy, just anywhere their minds would take them. Someone wrote down a quiet field and all the list of people who we wanted to come with us. We also made little stickers with people's names and where they wanted to go. If you could fly anywhere in the world, I would fly to, and people said, Arizona, Australia. You can see just the Bahamas on the edge of that picture there. So one last thing we'll leave you with, which is souvenirs. Oftentimes when we go somewhere, we come home with a souvenir. What would you bring home from that place that you wanted to go? If size did not matter and you could put it anywhere. So you are super strong and it doesn't matter how big this thing is, wherever you went, what would you bring home with you from that place? Remember, there's no wrong answers. There's no rules. You could just use your imagination. I think if I went to Paris, I would bring home with me just as many hot chocolate croissants as I could. I would hand them out to the neighborhood. All right. So that is it. It's just a little nugget of a creative care, a little creative exercise for the day, hopefully to give you a feeling of joy and relaxation. We hope you enjoyed it. Please share your responses if you want to. You can email a photo or words to info@timeslips.org or leave your voicemail at 1-800-220-1822, extension 1. And again, I'm Anne Basting. Next time you'll hear from another one of the TimeSlips artists. Thank you for playing with us. And thanks to Dementia Inclusive Durham, our partner on the ground.